Tom Aspinall is a freak of nature. He just KO'd Marcin Tybura in the first minute and 15 seconds. And this is a guy in Tybura that's won 7 out of his last 8 fights. And Aspinall sent him flying across the octagon. And I don't think we've ever seen an athlete in the heavyweight division that has this many different ways to win fights this quickly. This guy is 6'5", 258 pounds. He's one of the fastest heavyweights we've ever seen. He's got insane amounts of power. And he can also mix in the grappling and submit people with ease. Who the fuck is going to stop this guy? Who the hell is doing this in the heavyweight division? Who is this well-rounded? People in the heavyweight division are like one-trick ponies. A Sergey Pavlovich that's just knocking people out with the boxing. A Gon that's going to beat you up over the course of 5 rounds with his kickboxing. Or, a Jilton Almeida. That's a hard grappler to face. But it's not Tom Aspinall because he doesn't have the same threat on the feet. And it's like you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't when you fight Aspinall, because you're going to have to worry about the grappling just as much as the striking. And it's got to feel good for Tom Aspinall to just go out there right away and start blasting kicks, because he was telling us how before he got the surgery, the knee surgery, he felt like a little bit of a handicapped fighter that couldn't really perform to his true potential. He couldn't grapple as much as he had liked to. He couldn't throw kicks in training, and he could only really do it in a fight. But man, he just went out there after a training camp. He's probably been kicking a whole lot, but it's different when everything's heightened and there's so much at stake and your adrenaline's through the roof. And to just land a couple of kicks early on and to not have your leg shatter must be something that's boosting his confidence quite a bit. And man, if this guy is much better than he was a couple years ago, which he could be, and we still wouldn't even fully know because of how quick and easy he made this fight look, it's going to be damn near impossible to stop him. Every fight that he has, he just gives people more of a reason to fear every part of his game. And he's so unbelievably fast and powerful. He's such an imposing force in the cage that I really don't see anyone being able to deal with it. The only person that I think is capable of dealing with this guy right now is Jones. Well, Jon Jones has basically relinquished himself to the retirement home party because he's fighting Stipe Miocic. As soon as Jon Jones said that he wanted Stipe and that would be his retirement fight, he's not a legit champion in the sense that we take him seriously at this point. We know the real heavyweights in the division are Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. Yes, Jon Jones could be competitive with anyone if he wants to. But again, he said to everyone, no, I want old man Stipe. I'm going to go to the retirement home and beat up this old man that's basically defenseless and no one really cares about the fight. All these monsters in the heavyweight division that people really want to see me fight, I'll never fight them because I just care about my resume in 20 years. So that's the thing about Jon Jones. He's tucked his tail behind his back. He's ran away from the real threats. Yes, he beat Cyril Gane. But at this point in time, it's pretty hard not to look at Gane as someone that doesn't take his career seriously. And as far as I'm concerned, the guy's basically a walk in the park to anyone that can grapple. I want to see Jon Jones fight Tom Aspinall. I want to see Jon Jones fight a monster like Sergey Pavlovich. And I'm just going to say this about Jon Jones. Sure, Jon Jones is also incredibly well-rounded. Jon Jones can kick him apart at range. He can kind of try to neutralize the power of Tom Aspinall. He can try to stuff the takedowns. But at the end of the day, I don't think I see Jon Jones running across the octagon and taking Aspinall down and grounding him out and submitting him like he did to Gane. This is a different kind of heavyweight. This guy's been grappling since he was a kid. I mean, he's a legit black belt. And when people talk about being a black belt like a Dustin Poirier, that's kind of a joke. But we know Tom Aspinall's been doing this for a long time. This was his first martial art. His dad was one of the first black belts in England. And I don't think Jones is just going to go out there and bully him on the ground. So he would have to strike with him. And do you think Jon Jones is going to be able to beat Aspinall however he wants? Like, no, he's not just going to KO Tom Aspinall. That's probably very unlikely. Jon Jones is not known for his boxing. That's actually one of the weakest parts of his game right there. He's got good elbows. He's got a good clinch game. It's his kicks that are his bread and butter on the feet. Would he be able to neutralize someone like Tom Aspinall with his kicks, or would Aspinall get in on the inside and just tee off on him and land a good combination, land a solid flush right hand down the pipe and send him flying as well? That is possible. He could go out there and KO Jon Jones. Will Jon Jones stick around? Hell no. I don't think Jones is going to stick around to fight this kind of monster. I mean, yeah, you could say that, Jones is being a pussy. He doesn't want the smoke with the real up-and-coming heavyweights that actually have finishing ability, that also have some grappling to be able to keep it standing to where you're not just going to bully them on the ground like you did to Gane. But he doesn't need to. He's proved enough at this point in his career to where he can just bounce when he's on top of the game and tell everyone, dude, there's always going to be a next contender that's going to kick my ass. If I stuck around forever, eventually I'd lose. I'm not just going to stick around so that some of you guys get the satisfaction of me losing. Like me, I'd love to see Jon Jones get his ass kicked. I'd love to see him stick around to where eventually someone's going to find that chin and break it. But he doesn't need to. And it'd be kind of silly to expect him to, guys. We're not going to see Jon Jones fight Aspinall. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Jon Jones fight Sergey Pavlovich. Unfortunately, what we are going to see is Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich. Because yes, Aspinall called out the winner of Gon and Spivak, but let's be honest, those guys aren't real threats for the title right now. Gon doesn't know what the fuck he's doing on the ground. Sergey Spivak has already got made to look like a fool in the past by Tom Aspinall. He got sent flying across the octagon with an elbow and KO'd in the first round too. So Aspinall should be fighting Sergey Pavlovich for the belt. Will it be happening anytime soon? I don't think the UFC is going to make that for MSG because, again, they would only do that if they want to line up the winner to fight Jon Jones. But if Jon Jones is gung-ho on exiting the sport afterwards, the UFC is going to wait until Jones maybe vacates the belt. Then, maybe in December or in January, February, they'll make Aspinall versus Pavlovich for the undisputed heavyweight title. And I'm going to pick Aspinall. I understand that Pavlovich is a scary guy. He could tag Aspinall on the feet. He's got the reach advantage. He's probably got the boxing advantage. And if Aspinall was getting hit with some hooks from Tybura, you don't want to get hit with the same hit shots from a guy like Sergey Pavlovich. Sergey Pavlovich, he might not have the ability to put you out and have you snoring on the canvas with one shot like a Francis Ngannou, but what he does have is the ability to make you think twice and to kind of daze you and rock you and make you fight scared for the rest of the fight because of how powerful he hits. And you're just not going to want to fight confidently for the rest of the matchup while it's on the feet, and then you're going to second guess yourself, and then you're going to be shooting, panic takedowns. That's the danger when it comes to Sergey Pavlovich. But I think Aspinall is elusive enough, quick enough to be able to dive underneath the boxing of Sergey Pavlovich to get to the legs, double leg him, and take him down. So I would pick him to beat Sergey Pavlovich. I think he would go out there and sub him. Now, we didn't really see grappling in this fight with Marcin Tybura, but I do think that Aspinall is a better grappler than Curtis Blaydes. I don't care if Curtis Blaydes has gone out there and shot 100 takedowns in the heavyweight division and Aspinall hasn't. Curtis Blaydes is a plotty, stuck in the mud, typical fat heavyweight wrestler. Aspinall is a little bit different. He's like a freight train. He's incredibly fast. And when he gets the fights to the ground, he's been able to finish them much faster and more impressively than Blaydes. But you don't want to stand with Pavlovich. That would be a nightmare. That's the only guy in the heavyweight division that I think Aspinall should avoid standing with. And that's it. Other than that, I think Aspinall literally beats everyone. I think he would KO Gon or just take him down and sub him. I think he would KO Sergey Spivak again. He would definitely KO Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He's not even close to fighting for the belt. And Jailton Almeida is another guy on the come up, but is he going to be able to take Aspinall down and sub him? If not, he's going to have to deal with the kind of power that Aspinall has to offer, and I think he would probably get finished too. So the UK might just have the best fighter on the planet, and it's unfortunate that we're not going to get to see this be proven because he's not going to fight Jones, because Jones is going to run away from the sport, and he's, again, relinquishing himself to fighting old men for the retirement home belt, and that's basically it. I hope that he sticks around. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he needs to. If I'm Jon Jones, I'm leaving, and I'm basically waiting for people to respect my win over Stipe in 20 years when they're not able to see how much of a rollover walk in the park Stipe was, because it'll just be a win on paper by then. People won't really understand the context of what the fight looked like at the time. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. What did you think of Tom Aspinall's performance? And please leave a like. I cannot wait for UFC 291. That's coming up next, so I'll be making a lot of videos on that. So until next time.
What's up, guys? It's Lucas Tracy MMA here, and I want to know if you're trying to lose some weight, because a lot of people make the mistake of getting too concerned with the little minute details like calories or specific food types. At the end of the day, it's about making a lifestyle switch, and it's also about taking a sustainable approach, because in my opinion, that's the only way in which you're going to have a lifestyle that's conducive to getting in better shape, to leaning out and staying lean in the long run. And if you guys are interested in a sustainable weight loss program, you can check out my 60-day shred. It's on my website, guys. The goal of this program is to teach you principles of weight loss so that when you get the weight off, you're able to keep it off for good. Once again, guys, the link is in the description, guys, and make sure to use code MMA for a 30% discount. Until next time.